This has some pet issues, and it has some existing bleeding, and you can kind of see that before they start right there in the corner. So what we're doing is, normally when we clean a rug, the first thing we do is we wet it, we run our brushes, we try to get out as much of the loose stuff as we can. Now on this rug, because that bleeding is there and that it's so prevalent, what we're trying to do is we're using our pet treatment, but we added a product called dye release to the pet treatment. And what that does is any loose dye on a molecular level, it actually binds it together where it becomes too big to actually go into any other area. So hopefully we can at least slow the process down a bit. But the main objective here is we have to get the urine out of the rug, and I can see, you probably can't see it on camera, but I can see in the foam he's making, it's a little blue, and that's kind of normal. It's kind of what we're expecting. But the main objective here is this rug has urine all over it, so we have to really decontaminate it, get it clean, so it's actually safe to go back in our customer's home. And the construction on this rug is a little unique. Everything in blue you're seeing is wool, and then the white area is cotton. And cotton is extremely absorbent, so it makes it a little bit difficult to even try to get that blue color out, but it makes it a lot easier for that blue color to go in. So we'll see what happens as we're cleaning it. Yeah, let's flip it. Yep. And then we're gonna put another. We're gonna make another bucket. We'll put it on the back on the front. And you can see right there a little bit of that blue right there. Nah, it's okay. And if you guys have any questions, we like to do these Q&A style. So if you have any questions about rug cleaning or any kind of cleaning in general, or for us or business or anything really, you can ask us. Yeah, Patricia, it looks like, now you can start to see some of the blue coming out there. Yeah, it doesn't look overly dirty. It looks like somebody definitely wet this at some point. I don't know if there's so much of the color kind of in the back spread around. And it doesn't really smell like a crazy amount like urine. So I'm thinking somebody definitely tried to clean this. But a lot of what we do here is just reacting to whatever the situation with the rug is. Now the other thing too is I'm gonna guess that a lot of what the color you're seeing here isn't actually bleeding. It's happening too quickly. I think this is crocking. And what that means is when they dyed the rug, the fiber initially, they used too much, turn it back over. They used too much dye. So that all that dye is loose. And you can see now, look at how much is coming out. And then somebody wet it. Guys, let's just rinse that first. Yeah. And then somebody wet it, and all that loose dye started to move around, and hopefully we can actually kind of get a lot of this loose dye out for them. Let's put another bucket down, and then let it sit 10 minutes. Yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put down one more bucket of our pet treatment on this rug, and then we'll let it sit for a few minutes, probably around 5 minutes on the front already. So they'll put it down. Now this cleaning product we're using is it's a new product for us. It's a stronger version of our Wool Safe pet treatment, but it has a little bit more surfactant in it as well. And what that's allowing us to do is get the rugs a lot cleaner, quicker, while at the same time combating the urine. And we got into rug cleaning basically in like somewhere between like 2020 and 2021. And the last 2 years, we really tried to grow the business. And now we have rugs to clean every day. And this business is kind of nice. Even when we hire a new employee, because we clean so many rugs, they get so much experience cleaning rugs very quickly. Because on average, we clean about 20 or so rugs a day when we clean rugs. Maybe sometimes even up to 40 rugs a day. And you really get a lot of a really quick lesson when you start to clean 40 rugs a day. What does the white shampoo solution contain? Okay, so this solution contains two things. Predominantly a product that, an acidic product that breaks down urine. It's actually a derivative of almost like a bleach type product, but it's not bleach. And then a ton of surfactant, so it has nowhere else to go. And definitely rinse that off. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't seen anything too crazy. I've seen a couple of, I haven't really seen any other too many, every kind of rug that's out there somebody's made before. I haven't really seen a overly unique rug. I've seen really cool looking rugs. We've had some very valuable handmade like wall pieces come in. Those are always fun to look at. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, we're ATC Rug Washing here on Long Island in New York. We are in the middle of cleaning this blue rug here that had some existing bleeding. It looks like somebody maybe tried to clean it once already. Definitely had some urine. What you're seeing here now, you're seeing a little bit of that blue. We think this is something called crocking, which is, it means it was over-dyed. But the rug does have urine, so we got to get that urine out before we can worry about that. Stephen, I do. My least favorite material to clean, and I think a lot of rug washers would agree, is a material called mercerized cotton. A lot of other rug cleaners will tell you they don't like to clean viscose. We don't mind cleaning viscose at all. I actually like cleaning viscose. I actually have a rug we're going to clean today that's viscose. Viscose is a fake silk material. It's an artificial silk. Mercerized cotton is also another version of a artificial silk, but it is much more unstable and much more likely to bleed everywhere. Now, my favorite type of rug to clean, I just like regular, run-of-the-mill, handmade wool rugs. Having a little issue in the background there. Carpets can be a little more difficult to clean. It's not that they're more difficult, they're more time consuming. Shag rugs tend to be actually one of the hardest rugs to clean. They're just so heavy when they're wet that they actually become a real nuisance to clean. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we are just going to really rinse out this rug really well. Then we're going to get it in our centrifuge. I'm going to make a decision on if we're going to diaper this rug, and if we do that, I'll explain what that is. Get a picture of it. Yeah, get a picture of it. I'm going to guess we're going to see a lot of blue coming out. Not too bad. Pretty mixed in with the soap. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, please ask any questions that you have, either about rug cleaning, us in general, whatever you like. Tell us where you're from. Right now we got people from all over the place, which we love seeing. And you can watch how Jamie makes shorts. She's making us shorts for us right now.
Yep.
Yeah, Patricia, that's exactly right. If a wool rug that's been over-dyed has never been cleaned, then a lot of the color will come off. Yeah. Now, I don't know exactly what happened here that made all this color originally run. Why it came to us with the color running already. But whenever I see a rug like this in general, this is a machine-made rug. They tend to have this problem a lot. And a rug like this, we're actually not going to hang on a drying rack. We're going to hang this rug upside down. We're going to put this upside down on the floor and put air on the back of it. And that will cause some of the color that's going to move while it's drying to actually come to the back to the back of the rug. On our way towards the end on this one here, and we're going to go back to these other two that you see on the floor right here. Yeah. We'll get a couple more rinses. Maybe put another one under. Put another one under. Yeah. To get fringes white are the particularly gentle bleaching products. So we actually don't really use any bleaching products on fringes because they are any kind of bleaching product will really start to break down the rug. I mean, every once in a while we'll use like a dye stripping product. If it's really bad, we'll kind of isolate it to a spot, maybe over dilute it, use a little bit of heat. But in general, if it does happen, we kind of use a little bit more peroxide based. Believe it or not, just regular hydrogen peroxide sometimes works wonders. But we really try to mitigate that from happening. But we will use dye stripper occasionally if we have that problem, and we'll try to do it while the rug is still wet. That way, it's a little more forgiving to the actual construction of the fringe. The more you do any kind of stripping or any and just being aggressive to the fringes, the more likely they start to break down. Oh, and in general, when we're cleaning the fringes, we actually we use just a regular fringe cleaner, and we power wash them actually on the wash floor, and that pretty much gets them clean. Yeah, and the other problem too, we're using a bleach product. Even after you rinse it, that bleach is still there, and if it's sitting in sunlight in a room, it just starts to break it down even further. It's very hard to remove bleach from anything, especially anything porous, especially cotton. Once you put it on there, even after you rinse it and rinse it and rinse it, there's still going to be some traces of it. Let's use the roller too. Yeah. Yeah, let's get it as dry as possible. I think we're gonna diaper it. We'll see. See what it looks like. So now we're coming back. We're using our squeegee and our rug roller. The rug roller allows us to get a little bit more of that out. Yeah, you could use a steam cleaner on fringes at home. Just want to make sure if you have like a wool rug that you really keep that heat away from the edge where the fringe meets the actual rug, because the heat can kind of take the color out. Anything over like 130 degrees, I don't know what that is in Celsius, but that can start to kind of move the color. More like 150 really. It can go into the cotton. It can go into the cotton. I'm not worried. Put it in here. Put it in here. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's just roll it. Just put it on a pipe. Put it in there. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna put this in the centrifuge now. What'd you try on that? Solvent yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I want you to wet. I'm gonna put a little solvent on my spot. On here, and I'm like very lightly. Now I'll put it in 100. Okay. All right, sorry guys, had a little bit of a call there. Jamie, can you make sure that they can still hear us? Just got another phone call, so we just got a little bit of a phone call, so we had a little pause there. How often does the carpet have to be washed before you can put it in a centrifuge? That really depends on how dirty it is, and that's in there too much. Yeah. Good, there you go. Okay. I'll run that. You guys rinse.
Yeah, I'm gonna rinse them.
Yep.
This one I want to soak longer because I have one.
All right. So, rug is spinning in the centrifuge. You can see a little bit in the distance there. I'm gonna actually put some water into it right now and give it a little bit of a rinse. You guys can see that color coming out. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. Actually, it looks more watercolor, so that's actually a really good sign. You can see how it's a little bit blue, so it looks like that color is just becoming less and less. So I'm going to see how much of that I can rinse out here. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I got a lot going on in the background here. All right, so what we're doing is we're going to give this rug 2, maybe 3 rinses in the centrifuge. I don't want to rinse it too much that I start pulling more color out and actually make the rug start to bleed. But in between each rinse, I'm just trying to dry the rug. So I'm actually slowly turning up the speed on the centrifuge. I don't want to go too fast on this rug either. The faster I go, the more likely I'll move color around. And once the rug gets pretty dry, actually start putting a little bit more water in, and then we'll get it taken out. And you can see how the water is just a very tiny touch blue. So I'm actually going to stop putting water in this right now because I don't really want to make a new problem. And that's going a lot better than I thought it would. So I'm going to shut the water. I'm going to get the rug dry. We're going to take it out. And we're going to dry it upside down on the other side of the floor. So let's see when we open it up what it looks like. Perfect. All right, so water comes out of this spout here, and it's pitched at a down angle. And what that water does, it actually hits the rug right here. And this centrifuge is actually tilted a little bit down. And the force of the spinning and the direction that it's tilted causes the water to completely just fly down the entire length of the tube here. Now, when I say the rug, we want the rug to catch before we put the water, this is what I'm talking about. So this rug right now is actually opened up and stuck to the walls of the centrifuge. So in order to get it back, we actually put it in reverse, and it starts to re-roll the rug back up. And there you go. And then once we do that, we can take the rug out. All right, so this is the spot in the corner that looked like it had the urine, and then a lot of that existing bleeding. And let's see. Ooh, much better. Much, much, much better. Now, it actually looks like we were able to get some of the color, temporarily at least, to come out of the inner cotton white area. So what we're going to do with this rug now is we're actually going to groom it. And then we are going to dry it upside down. And what will happen, we're hoping, is if any of this color starts to move while the rug is drying, it will go to the back and keep the front of the rug looking a lot better. All right, we'll go back, we'll check on that in a little bit.